everybody, it's Jen, the math educator at the Children's Museum, and welcome to my apartment, where today we are going to be doing a really fun and easy at-home math activity. Are you guys ready? I know I am. The activity we're going to do today is super fun. We do it with our ConocoPhillips Family Math Adventures on Thursday nights, and it is paper footballs. So what I love about it is you only need a few things that you can find at home, meaning you need paper. I'm going to use copy paper because it's thin and it's what I have, but you can use like newspaper, magazines, even like a receipt from a grocery store. I'd be curious to see how that works out. And you need a pair of scissors because you're going to do some cutting. So you want your paper to be rectangular in shape, but if it's a square, try it and see what happens. And you might come up with like a cool different shaped football. So I like to use a thinner type of paper because it's going to fold a little bit easier, and you'll see what I mean in just a second. So I'm going to take my paper, rectangular shape, and I'm going to fold it like a hot dog. I'm going to fold it like a hot dog, and then I'm going to open it up. And on this fold on the inside right here, I'm going to cut it with my pair of scissors. So bear with me, we're gonna use some TV magic while we cut. Bada bing, bada boom. And voila, we have our paper ready to go. So now we're actually going to take this paper and we're going to fold it into a hot dog shape again. And then you're just gonna fold on the crease. You want it to be folded. You want both the edges here to meet. And then once you have it folded in half like hot dog, we can go ahead and get started. So it doesn't matter if you're starting with the crease side or the open-ended side. What you want to start off with is you want this edge to meet with this edge. So I'm going to start with my corner. I'm going to fold. And I'm actually going to make, what shape is this right here? Can you all see what shape this is? It's a triangle, right? It's actually, ironically, a right triangle because the angle right here is right triangle. Fun fact. And then once I have this triangle, I'm going to take it, I'm going to fold it down. And we want, when you fold, you want the edges to be lined up, so that way everything just kind of stays all together nicely. So now I'm going to fold, I'm going to keep folding. Bada bing. I'm going to fold all the way down. Just going to keep folding. And so this is where you can kind of start to see it gets a little bit thicker and it gets a little bit harder to fold. So you want, that's why you want the thinner paper. It's a little bit easier. So I'm going to keep folding. This is kind of fun. It's kind of a repetitive pattern. So now when you get to this point, you can do one of two things. You can fold, and then you can fold this piece over and you can tape it with a piece of tape. Or let's say you don't have tape at home, you're going to unfold, and when you're at this part, you're going to take, okay, I always get confused. Okay, so you're going to take this piece and you're going to fold it down like a triangle. And then if you notice, this is my bigger folded piece of paper. You're going to, there's a little kind of a gap right there. You're going to take this edge and you're going to feed it into that gap and just stick it right in there, and then your football is ready to rock and roll. Okay, so now I have my paper football. What am I going to do with it? I'm going to see how far I can make it go, and I'm going to measure that. So, coming over to my handy dandy math station, I have created a starting line because I need to have a point to measure from. I used a piece of painter's tape, but you can use a piece of string, draw a line, use a marker, whatever you have at home to make just a little straight line. I'm going to take my football, I'm going to sit it right here, and I'm going to flick it using my finger. Now, I might want to do a few practice tries. Mine went right there. I'm going to keep doing it just because it's fun. Ooh, that one went pretty far. I'm going to do a third one just because whenever we do trials and collect data, we want to do it 3 times. I'm going to flick it. That didn't go very far either, but I can still measure that distance. So I have a problem though. I don't have a ruler, I don't have a measuring tape, I don't have a yardstick. How am I going to measure this distance right here? There's other things I can use. I can use anything I have at home that I can repeat and count how many of them there are. So for example, I can use my thumbs. So I can use my thumb length and I can put it at the start line. I'm gonna count how many thumbs does it take to go from the start line to my paper football. So I'm gonna put 1, and I'm gonna keep counting as I go. 2, 3. So this distance right here is 3 thumb lengths. It's kind of crazy. I have some candy canes left over from the holidays and I can use those. How many of these little candy canes do you think is in this distance right here? I think there's probably like 1.5, but let's try and find out. So I'm gonna lay down 1 candy cane. And actually it's very close. I think it's probably about 1, and we're gonna get a little tricky here with fractions. So it's 1 and, I'm gonna break this off, about 1/4 candy cane distance from my start line to here. Now you can use anything else at home. You have like paper clips, marbles, even cat toys to measure your non-standard units of measure and measure distance. Now, what am I gonna do after this? I think I wanna try some different types of paper to see if I can make different shapes, sizes, or just make my football different, see what happens. All right, y'all have fun exploring with your paper footballs. Go Bucks!